I really hope I look okay. I think I already sweated off all my makeup for the day. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So today I decided to put this video together for anybody who is considering becoming a hairdresser or anything similar in that field. I just want to make this quick list of things that you want to know to expect as a hairstylist if you're doing it for a career. I'm not doing this to put off anyone from the field, it's just that I feel like in cosmetology school, or at least in my experience, they go through all the basics and fundamentals of styling hair and treating hair and all that stuff, but they don't really explain it as a career. So there's a lot of things you want to look out for and just be sure about before you get into the field. So I put together my little list of things you should know before becoming a hairstylist. So first things first, there is a physical strain that comes with being a hairdresser. It is physically demanding. You are on your feet for hours at a time. Depending on your service, it could be a half hour long, or it can go as long as 4 or 5 hours depending on what you're doing. You are behind that chair on your feet the entire time. Some stylists like to work on on a really tall stool, and you can do that, but to me anyway, sitting down while working kind of gets in the way. I just can't move as much as I would like to. But it is very physically demanding. You feel it a lot in your ankles, in your heels, in your knees, hips, backs, shoulders. Sometimes you feel it all because it's just constant standing. And if you're the type of person who needs to sit down and eat for like a good hour every single day, this is not for you. There are no scheduled breaks in the wonderful world of hairstyling. You don't get any half-hour break and then 15 minutes paid break. There's none of that. You eat when you can eat. Whether it's in between services, or whether it's while your client's under the dryer, or you know, a deep conditioner setting in, like you grab a meal whenever you can. Most hairstylists never eat meals at work. We just kind of snack, so bring your granola bars or fruit snacks or whatever, like something to quickly snack on in between services, because you really don't get many times that you get to just sit down and eat. Depending on how busy you are, of course, but in your busier seasons, you're not going to really find time like that. It's so funny when a lot of people ask me or text me, "Hey girl, when are you free? What time is your break?" And I'm just like, my what? Yeah, we stylists don't have breaks. You just grab a snack when you can. Another thing to know on the same category is it is almost guaranteed that if you do hairstyling long enough, you are going to get carpal tunnel or I can't say very well, arthritis, but mostly carpal tunnel, because of our repetitive motions. When you're cutting hair, or the way you hold your blow dryer, the way it moves your wrist, or using curling irons, we do a lot of repetitive motions, so a lot of times you do end up getting some sort of issues with your wrists or with your fingers. I feel like I get it already sometimes in my left wrist a lot. I get like sharp shooting pains from time to time, and I believe it's from hairstyling. But yes, it is something you can do for a long time, but that is something that you'll always be at risk for. Also, hip issues and knee issues, very common, depending on how long you've been styling. The second thing to keep in mind is that your income is never guaranteed. And I say that because most salons pay their stylists off commission. There are a few that pay salary, unless you're doing booth rents, that's a whole different thing. But same thing though. Basically, you're making money depending on how much work you're getting in. There's no like clock. You don't clock in and then you just get paid just for showing up that day. As you get more and more experience, you'll find that most of your days you will be booked back to back, so you'll be pretty good. But don't get too comfortable, because there are those times when you're gonna have a slow season and you're gonna go days at a time, sometimes weeks, when it's just not that busy. So you're gonna want to make sure that you're saving up in between for those slow seasons. With my experience, I've noticed that most of the slow seasons are right after the holiday season. So basically like January, February, after everyone spent all their money on Christmas shopping and whatever, and everyone's trying to save now. And also after the summer. So like everyone likes to get all done up for the summer because they're going away and going on vacation and seeing family and friends. But then once the summer is ended, they're like, oh wait, I gotta save money. And because that's also slow season for a lot of other jobs, so when they're not making money, they can't spend their money on their hair. So you're not always gonna have that big influx of people coming in, unless you're like a super famous stylist and you're booked like months in advance. But I'm not there yet, but when I get there, I'll let you guys know how that goes. The third thing about hairstyling is it tests your patience, and this is mostly applied to newer stylists, because building a clientele does not just happen. It takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of self-advertising. When you join a salon, clients aren't always automatically just gonna go to you, especially when you're new. You've got to like really build your portfolio, get out there and push yourself, talk to people. For a lot of people, this means getting out of your comfort zone. For me, it was definitely breaking out of my comfort zone, because I'm not the most talkative person in the world, or at least I wasn't. I could be on the quieter side most of the time. You gotta get used to just talking to people. Like, go out in the street, and if someone compliments your hair, make sure you say, oh yeah, I'm a stylist, I work here and here, whatever. Like, find an opportunity to talk about yourself. A lot of times if you're just new to hairstyling in general, the salon you would work at would run like some sort of promotion just to bring people to you, or they might add you to their website or whatever, but that's it. But for the majority of your career, you're going to have to constantly be advertising yourself if you want to have your clients constantly coming in and building and building. That's all on you. And it's easier now that we have social media and things like that, so you can like make your own Instagram page and tell people to follow it and have them share pictures and so on and so on. But you have to consistently be on it. Like, you got to keep on posting pictures or posting specials that the shop that you're working at is having. Anything like that, just make sure you are constantly on your game. So it takes a lot to get to where you want to be. It doesn't just happen, and you can't let that discourage you, so your patience will be tested, but I promise you it'll be worth it if you stick with it. Another tip, and I don't know if this really goes for everybody, but this is for me, it's just that hairstyling, when it comes to searching for a shop, you want to make sure that you belong there. And what I mean is that it's not one of those jobs where you can be like, I'm just gonna go in, clock in, do my thing and go home. I don't go to work to make friends, I just go to work to work. You know, like, you want to get along with the people that you're working with, because it's just a kind of business that you get really close to everybody. I want to say you usually end up being like a family, but I've never worked in like a bigger salon, so maybe it's not the same everywhere, but usually in the smaller shops, you want to get along with everyone, because if you're not getting along with people, it's going to be really uncomfortable. Obviously, most of the day you're spending time talking to your client and that's it, but it's just, you want to be around an environment that has really good vibes, really good energy, because if you're in a bad mood, you're going to pass it on to your client who you are touching all day, you know what I'm saying? So make sure that you actually like where you are. So sometimes it does take some shopping around a little bit before you find where you like, and I feel like that's why we hairstylists are known for changing locations so much. But where you work, I feel like it matters a lot with how good your performance is as well. Like, you want to make sure that you are genuinely happy and comfortable where you are. Just a little thing that I like to keep in mind. And finally, as a hairstylist, or in any type of industry where you're serving or catering to people or pampering people, you will deal with everybody. All types of people from all walks of life. You will get a little bit of everybody in your chair at some point. Starting out as a hairstylist, we all have this little fantasy that you're gonna get the perfect group of clientele. They're all gonna be like your best friends. You're gonna sit there and chit chat about celebrity gossip and sales at your favorite stores and whatnot. Like, obviously, if you have somebody in your chair for hours, in the perfect world, you're gonna have the best conversation that entire time. But it's not always that way. Most of the time, you're going to vibe with your clients. It's going to be cool and all good. But you're also going to get the people who are just going to sit there and complain about every little thing. You're going to get those who want a discount on top of a discount on top of a discount. Like, you're going to get people who are just rude, people who are loud, people who just want to pass their misery onto you. Like, it's not going to be all fun and games and bubbles and unicorns all the time. Be prepared for that. So it takes, again, with the patience thing, you gotta learn how to deal with all different types of people. Obviously, if someone's being really rude and out of line, you do have the right to tell them, you know, I'm not gonna finish the service, I'm not comfortable. But generally speaking, we can't deal with everybody. Like, sometimes you're gonna have to suck it up and take it. It sucks, I know, but it is what it is. It's that type of industry. I didn't have this written down, but a bonus fact is, as a hairstylist, you are also a therapist. If you want to be a hairstylist, accept being a therapist today. The chair is where everyone feels the need to unload all their problems and talk it out, whatever they're going through. And it's kind of rewarding, honestly, when people feel that safety and security to talk to you. It's just that it just shows that they're that comfortable sitting there. Like, when they're getting treated and pampered, that's when they just feel at ease. So they're gonna be unloading all their drama, all their dirty laundry, all their heartaches and everything to you, and you're going to be the one who's going to make them feel better by being a listening ear. You don't have to share your opinion with the situations. Seriously, when people are bringing up personal situations, you don't want to get too opinionated along with them. It could be very harmful in the long run. So just be on the safe side and just be that listening ear that they need. Sometimes even the shoulder to cry on, but try not to get past there. It could make or break you, trust me. So those are my little tips that I put together on things you want to expect at the hairdresser, just because, like I said, I feel like in school they don't talk about all that personal stuff. So if you're considering hairstyling, it's more than just the fun and games of playing with curling irons. It's also all of that. But if you feel like you've got what it takes to take it, get ready to be a hairstylist. Welcome to the family. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I plan on making a lot more hair related videos now that the quarantine's over, and I might soon be going back to work. We'll see. But until then, I will keep making videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!